Hello and welcome to the channel. There has been a report making the rounds that the suspended Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele was responsible for the suspension and arrest of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC chairman Abdulrasheed Bawa after implicating the anti-corruption boss while in custody with the Department of State Services DSS. Details coming up. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. How detained Nigeria's central bank governor Emefiele implicated suspended head of anti-corruption body EFCC Bawa in Naira redesign scam. Godwin Emefiele, the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has identified the suspended chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulrasheed Bawa, as an accomplice in the Naira redesign scam that rocked the country some months ago. Emefiele, who is being detained by the country's secret police, the Department of State Services, was the reason why the embattled EFCC chairman was also invited and detained. Sahara reporters on Wednesday night reported that the DSS invited Bawa to its headquarters at about 9:02 p.m. He was thereafter grilled by the operatives of the secret police. This comes hours after he was suspended indefinitely by President Bola Tinubu. Bawa's invitation and grilling by the DSS came days after Emefiele was arrested and flown from Lagos to Abuja to also face interrogations over alleged corruption and abuse of office. Sahara reporters learned that Emefiele and Bawa, both undergoing interrogation, were being quizzed on sundry issues including the Naira redesign scam. On November the 23rd, 2022, then-President Muhammadu Buhari alongside Emefiele unveiled new Naira notes in denominations of 200 Naira, 500 Naira and 1000 Naira. Emefiele insisted that the old notes would cease to be legal tender from January 31st, 2023. Addressing journalists after the event, Emefiele insisted that the move was not targeted at anyone, as there were speculations that the move was pushed by the cabal in the presidency and targeted at preventing Bola Tinubu, then presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress, from winning the February 25, 2023 election. The policy caused Nigerians untold hardship due to the scarcity of Naira notes, with the CBN unable to meet the demand for new notes. The policy led to a cash crisis and long queues at the banks and ATMs. Emefiele, who is currently cooling his feet in the cell of the DSS, is the reason why the EFCC chairman has been detained overnight. Emefiele, who is cooperating with the DSS, claimed that Bawa was the one who raised a memo to former President Muhammadu Buhari, asking that the Naira should be redesigned to stem money laundering during the 2023 election, a top source revealed. Bawa confronted him after Emefiele and the former Attorney General of the Federation, Malami Abubakar, were the ones that came to him to raise the memo because they suspected Tinubu had warehouses stuffed with Naira notes, the source added. Tinubu indefinitely suspended Bawa from office on Wednesday, saying it would allow for a thorough investigation into his conduct while in office, following weighty allegations of abuse of office against him. This was contained in a statement issued by the Director of Information Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Willie Bassi, on Wednesday. In February and March, Nigerians were subjected to extreme difficulty with the Naira redesign and cashless policy due to the scarcity of the new Naira notes. To make matters worse, Emefiele had earlier refused to heed a Supreme Court ruling which made the old notes legal tender till December 31st, before former President Buhari distanced himself from the disobedience to the court order. Sahara reporters had earlier reported that Emefiele was suspended sequel to the ongoing investigation of his office and the planned reforms in the financial sector of the economy, according to a release by Willie Bassi, the Director, Information for the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume. Mr. Emefiele has been directed to immediately hand over the affairs of his office to the Deputy Governor, Operations Directorate, who will act as the central bank governor pending the conclusion of investigation on the reforms, the release further said. Sahara reporters in February reported how the DSS attempted to arrest Emefiele, but the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, shielded him by providing soldiers to guard his residence and office. The DSS had said it intensified its investigations in order to arrest and prosecute Emefiele on allegations of regime financing and fraud. Sahara reporters also in February reported that new court documents obtained from the DSS indicted Emefiele for funding unknown gunmen rising the southeast region of the country. DSS investigation revealed that the Apex Bank governor funded the groups with resources he raised for his failed presidential bid in 2022 and diverted public funds. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Also, turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, the Department of State Services (DSS) has reportedly obtained an ex parte order from the courts to detain the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Godwin Emefiele, and the suspended chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Abdulrasheed Bawa, beyond 48 hours stipulated in Section 35 of the Constitution. The embattled Emefiele has spent 7 nights in detention and has not been charged to court. Speaking to The Punch, a government source said the move by the DSS was to deter the suspect from filing lawsuits to enforce his fundamental human rights. The source said the DSS obtained an ex parte order from the court during the week to continue the detention of Emefiele beyond 48 hours so that his lawyers would not file a lawsuit claiming that his fundamental rights are being trampled upon. You know, he is not supposed to be detained beyond 48 hours according to the Constitution. The service also got a similar order on Thursday concerning Bawa's detention to enable it to conclude interrogation and investigation over the allegations leveled against him. Meanwhile, the spokesperson for the DSS, Dr. Peter Afunanya, declined comment on the development following inquiry. I have no comments on this, please, Afunanya said. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.